Hello, welcome to Master Mathematics. My name is Mr. A, and in this video, you are going to learn how to add fractions. So, in terms of adding fractions, there are 3 steps, but to tell you the truth, there's really most of the time going to be 5 steps. The step 1A and 1B in there. Most of the time, you're going to do them. All right? And with fractions, there's a handful of little details and opportunities to kind of make errors and mistakes. So at any point throughout this, if you need to pause it and write something down or go back and rewatch it, go for it. All right? So steps to adding fractions. First, you're going to check to see if the denominators are the same or different. So this graphic right here tells you if you're like, I don't know what a denominator is, or even if you just like, I've heard the term, but I don't remember. This graphic right here will show you that the bottom number in a fraction is the denominator. The top number is the numerator. All right, those are the terms I'm going to use throughout this video, so they're there for your reference. Make sure you get familiar with them. So after you check to see if the denominators are the same or different, you're going to move on to step A. Now, the majority of the time, the denominators are going to be different. But if the denominators are the same, go on to step 2. So if you look at the 2 fractions and you notice they're the same, skip right down to step number 2. I'm going to continue here, and if the denominators are different, you're going to find a common denominator by multiplying them together. Now, there are other ways to find common denominators, but when you're just starting, if you're just learning, the easiest way and probably the most straightforward way is to just multiply the denominators together. Now, once you do that, what you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. This means you need to multiply the numerator by the same number you multiplied the denominator. So I have 2 examples for you, and I'm going to show you this, but you can't just multiply the denominators together and then leave the numerator alone. That completely changes the fraction. That's why whatever you multiply the denominator by, you have to multiply the numerator by as well. Then, step number 2, add the numerators. Only the numerators. You only need to add the numerators. The denominator does not change. All right? When you initially add, do not change the denominators. Okay? They stay the same. So once you do your multiplication and you get that common denominator, that denominator is going to stay as part of your answer. All right, in step number 3, you are going to then simplify the fraction. So if you ended up with an improper fraction, you're going to turn it into a mixed number. If you just ended up with a number that can be simplified, you're going to simplify it. All right, so let's go on to some examples and let's check it out. Okay, so our first example here, we have 3/4 plus 1/2. So step 1 was to check the denominators to see if they are the same. And in 3/4, we have 4 as the denominator, and in 1/2, we have 2 as the denominator. So our denominators are different. So then step 1A, if they are different, we need to multiply them together. So I'm going to rewrite 3/4 down here, and then plus 1/2 as well. And I'm just going to make it a little bigger so this way, or rewrite them, so this way it's a little clearer for you. So we need to multiply the denominators together. So 4, that would be 4 times 2. And that would be 2 times 4. Now, remember step 1B, what we do to the denominator, we need to do to the numerator. So we need to multiply the numerators by the same numbers. Okay, so the 3 also gets multiplied by 2 in 3/4. And the 1 in 1/2 is also going to get multiplied by 4. This helps us keep each individual fraction equal to what it is. All right, and then we do our math from there. So let's look at 3/4 first. All right, I'm going to convert this fraction first. So 3 times 2 is 6. And 4 times 2 is 8. So my fraction now is 6/8. And now let's look at 1/2. 1 times 4 is 4. And 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. Now, step 2 is to add the numerators. The denominator stays the same, so I'm going to bring that 8 over right away. I'm going to draw my fraction bar. Now I'm going to add 6 plus 4, which is 10. So now we are left with an improper fraction. No big deal. Step 3, simplify the fraction, right? Fantastic. So 8 goes into 10 once. I have 2 left over. And again, the 8 stays. But I can simplify 2/8 one more time. So we end up with an answer of 1. And 2 goes into 8 4 times. 1 and 1/4. All right? That's our first example. Now, what I would recommend to you, pause the video, try example 2 on your own. Once you have it done, once you have all your work shown, then unpause the video and follow along with the rest, see if you got it right. So going back through on example 2, we got to start again with our first step, which is to look at the denominators. So in 2/5, the denominator is 5, and in 2/3, the denominator is 3. So we've identified now that the denominators are different. I'm going to rewrite the equation, so this way we have it like this, and now we are going to multiply the denominators together. All right, so 2/5, we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator each by 3. And I'm going to just write it on the left side here because I have a little more room, that's all. All right, no big deal. You could write it on either side. You could just do it in your head if you want. That's fine too, but to show you, I want to make sure I write them. In 2/3, we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 5. All right, awesome. So now let's do the multiplication. And 2/5, 2 times 3 is 6, and then 3 times 5 is 15. Now on the other side, 2/3, 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 5, also 15. So now our denominators are the same, and we are going to add. When we add those up, 6 plus 10, right, we're adding our numerators. 6 plus 10 is 16, and the denominator stays the same, so that is 15. Again, we have an improper fraction, so we need to turn that into a mixed number. 15 goes into 16 once, and there is 1 left over, and the denominator does not change. And that's it. That's how you add fractions. Hopefully you paused that one and got that last one right. If you didn't, no big deal. Go back, rewind the video, go back to the examples, try them one more time on your own, and then watch the video to see how you did. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mr. A. This channel is Master Mathematics. If you have not liked the video, please do so. Please subscribe to the channel for more awesome math content. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Adios.